Broke hustler. This is the bottom, the first level of the money ladder. Imagine starting life like a video game with no weapons, no coins, and no instructions. Every day feels like hard mode, and losing is not an option. When you're broke, every dollar is a battle. You work whatever jobs you can find, delivery, cleaning, heavy lifting, just to survive. But the cruel part? The money vanishes the same day. Rent eats it, bills take the rest, and food costs finish what's left. By the end of the week, you're back to zero. There's no safety here. If you get sick, you keep working. If your shoes break, you wear them anyway. If something important stops working, your phone, your fridge, you just learn to live without it. One problem can throw your whole life into chaos. The hardest part isn't even the empty wallet, it's the empty choices. You don't ask, what do I want to do? You ask, what can I barely afford today? Do you pay for dinner or keep the lights on? Do you take the bus or walk for hours? But even at the bottom, something grows. Hunger. A voice inside says, I can't stay here forever. That hunger is the spark that can turn survival into a fight for more. Cashier. This is the next step up from being broke. You've got a steady job now, maybe at a supermarket, a gas station, or a fast food counter. You finally know when money will come in. But here's the catch. It's barely enough to live on. Working as a cashier feels like standing on a treadmill that never stops. You scan groceries, bag items, smile at customers, repeat. The line of people never ends, and neither does the routine. Every shift is the same, like pressing restart on a game that never saves your progress. The paycheck? It arrives, but it disappears just as fast. Rent, food, and bills swallow it whole. You might treat yourself to a coffee or a cheap meal, but luxury is a word you only hear on TV. You're not starving, but you're not climbing either. You're stuck, surviving, not moving forward. The hardest part is the feeling. You work hard, you stand for hours, but at the end of the day, you're still broke with just enough to repeat tomorrow. It's like being a background character in someone else's story. Still, even here, there's a spark. You start to think, if I can work this hard for someone else, maybe one day I can work this hard for myself. That thought is the first step toward breaking the loop. Office worker. Now you've leveled up. You're no longer standing at a register or running deliveries. You've got a desk, a computer, and maybe even health insurance. People say, wow, you've made it. But have you? Office life looks good from the outside. A steady paycheck, air conditioning, free coffee in the break room. But inside, it's another kind of trap. Every day feels the same. Emails, meetings, reports, deadlines. You sit for 8 hours staring at a screen, waiting for Friday to finally arrive. The money is better than a cashier's, sure. You can pay your rent, eat decent food, and maybe even buy a new phone once in a while. But here's the hook. The freedom you imagined isn't there. You trade your time for money day after day, like a hamster in a wheel. The routine slowly eats away at you. You dream about traveling, building something of your own, but by the end of the day, you're too tired to do more than watch TV. You feel safe, but not alive. Still, the office teaches you one thing: structure. And for some, this is the point where the question starts to burn inside. Am I really living or just existing? Manager, congratulations. You've climbed another step. You're no longer just following orders. Now you're the one giving them. On paper, this looks like success. A bigger paycheck, a nicer office, and people calling you boss. But here's the twist. Your stress has leveled up too. Being a manager means carrying weight on both shoulders. Your team depends on you, your boss demands results, and you're stuck in the middle. If the company wins, the credit goes up the chain. If something fails, the blame falls on you. It's like playing a game where you fight two enemies at once, those above you and those below you. The money is better. You can afford nicer things, maybe even a vacation abroad once in a while. But the price is time and peace of mind. Late nights, early mornings, endless meetings. You answer emails at dinner and take calls on weekends. You don't feel like you own your life. You're renting it to the company. Still, being a manager unlocks something powerful: leadership. You realize people actually follow you and your decisions matter. For the first time, you see a path beyond survival and routine. The question is, will you climb higher or burn out here? Director, you've reached the big leagues. A director's title on your card, a corner office with a view, and a paycheck that finally feels heavy. People look at you with respect, maybe even envy. But behind the shine is a truth nobody talks about. You're still playing by someone else's rules. As a director, you control budgets, teams, and big decisions. You sit in meetings where real power is on the table. But here's the catch. Your freedom is still limited. The company owns your time, your energy, and sometimes even your thoughts. One wrong move, one bad quarter, and the empire you've built can vanish overnight. The lifestyle is more comfortable. Luxury dinners on the company card, business trips, a salary that pays for private schools and new cars. But the pressure matches the paycheck. Every day feels like walking a tightrope, balancing success, stress, and the fear of losing it all. You've climbed far from where you started, but you begin to notice something. You're not really the owner of your game. You're still a high-level player in someone else's system. And deep down, a thought starts to whisper, what if I stopped playing their game and built my own? Business owner. This is the first level where you step outside the system. No more bosses, no more clocking in. You finally call the shots. Sounds like freedom, right? But here's the truth. Owning a business is like playing life without a save button. Every move can either level you up or wipe you out. As a business owner, the money can be good, sometimes even great. You're no longer trading hours for dollars. You're building something that can grow without you. But it's risky. One slow month, one bad decision, or one new competitor, and everything you built can start to crumble. The highs are higher, but the lows are terrifying. Your days are long and unpredictable. Instead of one boss, now you have dozens. Your customers, your suppliers, even your employees. You wear every hat: marketer, accountant, leader, problem solver. Vacations? Forget about it, at least in the beginning. Your business becomes your life. Still, there's something powerful here. For the first time, you're not just a player. You're designing your own game. Every risk comes with the possibility of reward, and every challenge brings the same question. Are you building a business that works for you, or are you just building yourself a new cage? Investor, this is where the game finally changes. You're no longer trading your time for money. Now money works for you. Becoming an investor feels like unlocking a hidden cheat code. Your dollars turn into little workers, going out into the world to bring back more dollars. At this stage, your job is no longer showing up every day. It's making smart choices. You put your money into stocks, real estate, businesses, or startups. Each decision is a gamble, but the reward is freedom. While most people grind for a paycheck, your investments grow while you sleep. The lifestyle is different too. Instead of worrying about bills, you worry about returns. Instead of asking, how many hours do I need to work? You ask, where can I place my money so it multiplies? Your calendar is filled with opportunities, not just obligations. Of course, investing isn't magic. There are risks. Markets crash, deals fail, and bad bets burn cash fast. But the difference is control. You're no longer trapped in survival mode. You finally play on offense, not defense. Being an investor isn't just about money. It's about freedom, the power to choose how you live, where you go, and what you build next. Millionaire. Crossing into millionaire status feels like breaking into a whole new world. For the first time, money doesn't control every choice you make. You do. $1 million means you can finally stop worrying about the basics and start thinking bigger. Your lifestyle changes. You live in a nice house, drive a car that turns heads, and travel to places you used to only see online. You can afford to eat at the best restaurants, upgrade your phone every year, and still have money left to invest. Everyday problems that used to stress you out now seem small. But here's the truth. Being a millionaire isn't the same as being untouchable. In some cities, $1 million barely buys you a decent apartment. Taxes, expenses, and lifestyle inflation can eat through wealth faster than you expect. If you're not smart, your fortune can shrink in the blink of an eye. Still, being a millionaire is about more than the money. It's about freedom. You don't have to check price tags for every purchase. You can say no to jobs, people, or situations that don't serve you. You're not at the top yet, but you've unlocked something priceless: the ability to live life on your own terms. Multi-millionaire. This is where money starts to feel almost unreal. You're no longer counting single millions. You've got tens, maybe even hundreds stacked up. At this level, your wealth builds a shield around you. Problems that crush ordinary people barely touch you. Your lifestyle speaks for itself. Multiple houses around the world, cars that collectors dream of, vacations whenever you want. You don't just travel, you arrive in style, first class, or maybe even your own jet. People notice your name, not because you introduce yourself, but because money already did. But here's the twist. Being a multimillionaire doesn't mean stress disappears. Now you're managing businesses, investments, and people who all want a piece of what you've built. Every decision carries weight. You can lose millions with one mistake. but you can also make millions just by saying yes at the right time. The freedom here is real, though. You choose how to spend your time, who you spend it with, and what kind of legacy you want to leave. You're not just living life anymore, you're designing it. This level feels like being the boss in a video game raid. Other players follow your lead, the spotlight is on you, and the world watches what move you'll make next. Billionaire Boss. This is the final level of money. $1 billion puts you in a world almost nobody will ever see. At this stage, you don't just play the game, you own the game. Your wealth is so massive that it can shape cities, industries, even entire countries. Everyday life looks completely different. Private islands, super yachts, fleets of cars, and mansions across the globe. You don't wait in lines, you own the building. You don't fly first class, you buy the airline. Your signature on a check can change thousands of lives. But with this power comes pressure. Billionaires are constantly in the spotlight. People judge every move. Some see you as a genius, others as a villain. Governments call you, politicians want your support, and the media never stops watching. Your money can buy freedom, but it can also buy enemies. The hardest part? $1 billion doesn't buy happiness. Many at this level struggle with loneliness, stress, and the fear of losing what they've built. Still, the influence is undeniable. You can invest in space travel, cure diseases, or build the next big tech empire. Being a billionaire is like being the final boss in a game. You have ultimate power, but you also face ultimate challenges. Everyone looks at you and waits to see your next move.